Welcome back to Rich Words Music, where today we're looking at this. It's the TC Electronic Zeus Overdrive pedal. Now, a few of you might be familiar with this pedal already. It's one of the cheapest and one of the smallest Klon Centaur flavored overdrive pedals out there on the market right now. So it's right up my street, something I definitely have been looking forward to testing for a long time. And I actually got to see one in action at 42 Gear Street 4 in the summer, and finally the lovely people at TC Electronic have sent this one to me to make this video with. So what we're going to do today then is first I'll tell you about the features and the specifications of the Zeus, then we're going to play it in as many different styles and musical genres as possible, and at the end I'll give you some more in-depth opinions about what I think about having had the pedal here at home and whether or not I think it's going to be worth your money at the end of the day, so stick around for that. So the Zeus then is golden in that Klon Centaur sort of traditionalist style now. It costs about $60 in America and about 60 to 70 euros over here in Europe, so very much an affordable pedal, and it's pretty small as you can see here. If I put it up against the EHX Soul Food here, which is actually another Klon style pedal that I've done a video on, you'll see that it's smaller in the vertical dimension, and if I put it up against this other mini Klon Centaur style pedal, the EHX Horseman, you'll see that it's about that sort of a size. It also has top mounted jacks, so it's very much been thought out for smaller pedal boards, so that's already a thumbs up for TC Electronic. It's a simple pedal on the face of it as well then. We have a drive control, a volume control, and a treble control on the front, along with a two-way switch. It doesn't do anything when it's up, but flick it down to engage fat mode that gives you more low end and a bit of a mid boost too. Now the drive control actually does two things on this pedal. So when you put it all the way down, it's just giving you a clean boost. And as you start to turn it up towards 12 o'clock, it's gradually giving you more distortion along with your clean signal. So you've got a mix of the two, a blend if you will. Once you get up to about halfway on the drive control, you've got 50-50 of your original clean signal and the clipping sounds from the Zeus. And as you start to turn it up past 12 o'clock, it's changing your clipping and reducing the amount of clean tones in your signal. So it's a very innovative drive control here that's doing two different things. Klon Centaur people will know it and probably love it, but it's something you need to really hear and experience for yourself. And we're going to be doing a lot of playing with that control in the playing part of this video. Next to that we have the volume control, and here we have the treble control, which also changes the style of clipping a little bit as you turn it up, and you're going to hear that too. Now inside the pedal we also have another secret switch or semi-secret switch, which lets you change between true bypass and buffered bypass modes. Now for me personally, I tend to prefer true bypass, so that's what I'm going to have the pedal in for the duration of the video, but there are other videos out there on YouTube that you can try where people do selections between both to see if you can hear any tonal difference. So now it's time to actually play the Zeus then and hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to be using my Fender Telecaster for single coil tones today, and I'm also going to be using my Epiphone Les Paul for some humbucking tones, and I'll be using my Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200 amp for the duration of the video. We're going to start on the amps clean channel, and we'll start with the gain down really low on both of the guitars, and we'll gradually wind it up as we get into it. We'll play some indie and some classic rock and some harder rock, and even see if we can do a bit of chugging. After that I'll switch briefly to the dirt channel on the Black Spirit 200, the crunch channel and the lead channel, and we'll see how the Zeus acts as a boost into a dirty amp. After we've done that, we're going to play a couple of different loops, one on the Telecaster and then one on the Les Paul, where you just hear me playing a couple of different riffs, and I get to tweak the knobs of the Zeus and flick that fat switch to my heart's content, so you can hear all of the extremes that you can get to with this pedal. And at the very end, because this is a Klon Centaur type pedal, let's hear how it compares against the Electro Harmonix Soul Food, which is the other classic affordable Klon that's out there right now. Enough talk then, it's the TC Electronic Zeus pedal. Let's play it now and we'll speak in more detail about it afterwards. Okay then, so that was the TC Electronic Zeus Overdrive pedal, and I hope you enjoyed the playing and the tones. And I hope that you learnt the same thing as I did from listening to me play this pedal in all the different musical genres. And that's that the Zeus is actually way more versatile than you might imagine it would be on first glance. Now this is a very affordable pedal, about $60 or 70 euros, and it's the Klon Centaur style of drive pedal. So I think a lot of you would probably imagine that it's really good for 2 or 3 things, and that's about it. But no, the Zeus can do pretty much everything, and I was really impressed with its versatility. And what I'm going to do now is tell you the other things that I liked about the pedal apart from that. And there's a lot for me to like about it. I was really inspired by this pedal. I find it very musical, and I find that it is great for a variety of genres. And the sound is definitely the first thing that I think should make you want to try this pedal out, because it's great for so many different things. Starting with the clean boosts, it's perfect for that sort of stuff. It really gives an extra oomph and high-end bit of sparkle to my Telecaster on the single coil tones, and it works very well for the Les Paul too. Now when you've got single coil tones, you really can do a genuine clean boost without hardly any saturation entering the signal. With the Les Paul, that Epiphone has quite high output humbuckers, and it went straight into low gain sort of overdrive sounds, but they were great sounds and I really liked them too. If you're looking for a true clean boost for a high output humbucker like on my Les Paul, you might want to consider looking elsewhere, but I think that it's great for doing that kind of stuff. When we turned it up and did the medium drive sounds, which is kind of the indie rock and the classic rock where I spend about 90% of my time personally, I was totally happy with this pedal for all of that. No problem whatsoever. It really thickened up the Les Paul and was really beefy. With the fat switch on or off, it worked very well. And with the Telecaster as well, it gave me that aggressive top end that I love so much from a Telecaster. It's a great pedal for those kinds of sounds. Now with the Tele, I thought that having the fat switch on was sometimes great to thicken out the tones, but I also thought that it did give me the propensity to sound a little bit too boomy. So with the fat switch, I was kind of learning to turn it on and off for different sorts of things. And it's also something that I think you'll learn to switch on and off when you need it if you buy this pedal. When we went up to the higher gain drive sounds, I think that the Zeus is actually really good for that too, and particularly with humbuckers. I thought we were getting some really decent hard rock tones, and I think it does great punk rock sounds as well. When we went up to metal, it wasn't quite there for the chugging, especially on the clean channel of the amplifier, and with the Tele too, we were quite a way off getting the amount of saturation and deep low-end thump that you'd want from proper metal tones. But put this into a dirty amp, as we did, and it works perfectly well for that. It's a great boost for a medium drive sound on an amplifier, so I can thoroughly recommend the Zeus in all of the tonal tests. It passed with flying colours. Now besides the sounds and the versatility of the Zeus pedal, there's a lot of other stuff to like about it as well. As I've already said, it's very affordable, about $60 or 70 euros, so very much an impulse buy when it comes to overdrive sorts of pedals, but despite the price, it's very well built as well. So it's actually a solid little golden brick, it feels very heavyweight, it feels solid, the knobs and the pots and everything, the switches, they feel good. Nothing about it feels like it's going to break anytime soon, so I really like that about it. I also love the fact that we have these top mounted jacks here. That means that this is a mini pedal in terms of size. Okay, it's quite a chunky, wide, mini sort of a pedal, but with these top mounted jacks, it's really going to take as little of your precious pedal board space and real estate as possible. So it's been very well thought out in that regard too, and I really have to give thumbs up to TC Electronic for that aspect of it. And the other thing that I think is pretty cool is the fact that you do have the option, if you so wish, to take off the 4 screws on the outsides of the pedal and to go into it and change between true bypass and buffered bypass at your heart's desire. If that's something you want to do, if that's something you want to test, just to see how it makes a difference to you or not, or if it's just something that you want to have a certain way, then you can do that with this pedal. And for a budget pedal, I think that's a very decent feature to have. So that's a lot of stuff that I really love about the Zeus, but what about the things that I don't quite like so much? Well, there is one thing that I noticed, and that is in the foot switch itself. And this is something that I've seen other people mentioning as well. Now, you won't have noticed this during the main playing part of the video, but perhaps when I did the loops and I was turning the pedal on and off quite regularly. Now, when you normally press a foot switch for a pedal like this, you press it down and the pedal goes on. But with this pedal, you press it down and you have to wait until you release again for the pedal to actually go on. So that's not really a huge problem. It's not a technical issue or anything like that, but it's something that if you're playing live and you really want to precisely time when you're turning your pedal on or off, it's something that you're going to have to be aware of. And it's something that I would personally change if I was ever in charge of releasing the Zeus Mark II or something like that in the future. But the foot switch thing is just one minor downside against a whole raft of positive features that I've found with this pedal. It sounds fantastic, it looks great, it's nice and small, it's built like a tank, and it's really versatile. Not to mention it costs 60 bucks or 70 euros, so it's very affordable too. And I would have no hesitation, none whatsoever, in heartily recommending that you go and check one of these bad boys out if you're looking for another flavor of dirt, if you're looking for a new style of overdrive, if you've never tried the Klon Centaur style of circuit before and you're looking for an affordable way to get into it, if you're looking for an always-on clean boost sort of a pedal just to boost your rig a bit, if you're looking for something to boost your dirty amp or to stack with your other drive pedals or to just fill that last little corner on your pedal board, then I think the Zeus can do all of those things and more. I'm really impressed with this pedal, and it's going straight on my board, and there's not much better than I can say about a drive pedal than that, because I've already got way too many drive pedals and it takes quite a lot to get one going straight onto my personal pedal board. So I hope that this video has answered all of the questions that you might have had about the Zeus pedal. If there's anything else you'd like to know, then drop me a question down there in the comments and I shall answer it to the best of my ability. If you'd like to see me put it up against more Klon-type pedals, like the Soul Food in more detail, like the NUX Horseman, or any other pedals, just let me know. And if there's any other Klon-type pedals that you'd like me to try, let me know as well, and I'll do my best to locate and attain those pedals in the future so we can do videos on those too. If you're still around at the end of the day, it would make my day if you'd consider liking the video or even subbing to the Rich Words music channel, as that really helps. But that's been it for today's video. This has been the TC Electronic Zeus Overdrive. I've been Rich and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.